Okay, hello. This is the first time making a proper YouTube video, and I'm doing it with no makeup on because of a scrub. Okay, so I've been on work experience for 3 weeks, and today I went into the field to get a horse called Katie, and she's a really nice horse, and she let me catch her and everything, but their field is really, really muddy. So I went into the field being all like, oh, I'm not going to get stuck in the mud, because I have been stuck in the mud quite a few times, and I've just managed to pull myself back out and probably pull one of the horses down with me. So I was like, oh, it'll be right, she's not in a muddy bit. I only realised she actually was when I got to her, and I was like, sat there like, well, crap, I have to go back through all the mud now. And there was actually no way to get her out without going through the mud. So I kind of had to walk, I either had to walk through the mud or down all the way to the bottom of the field along the edge of the electric fencing and then all the way back up. So I was just like, no, I'm just gonna take her through the mud. So there's me taking this horse through the mud, like, come on, Katie, let's go. And she was walking alright, and we were walking, and then I was like, oh, it didn't look so muddy over there. The ground deceived me, and I stood in the mud, and I was like, right, let's go. And my foot kind of came out of my boot as I was walking. So most normal people would stop. They would realise. They would stop and think, oh crap, my shoe's not in my boot. Take a step back, put the shoe back in the boot, and carry on walking. I didn't. I kind of carried on walking for about 2 steps and then realised I had no shoe on. And I was like, shit! I looked back and Katie was stood in front of my shoe, so I had to turn this like 15-hand horse all the way around, walking in even more mud to get to my shoe. So then, like a smart person, instead of leaving the shoe off, walking up, taking my sock off, washing all the mud off my legs, and then putting my shoe back on, I put my shoe back on and then walked all the way up onto the yard. It's not that far a walk, but when you've got mud in your shoe, it really is. So I was walking up and then I was just like, right, tied the horse up and took my foot out of my shoe and looked at all the mud on my shoe and I was just like, on my sock, and I was like, cool. So I got the hose back and started washing it all off so my foot was drenched. And then I put my foot back into the shoe where it was all muddy and realised, shit, there's mud in the shoe. So yeah, I took my foot back out, washed the inside of my shoe and washed all of my foot again, and then rang my mum to bring me some more socks so I could put them on. But without realising, the boot was really, really wet. So I was like, oh, I'll leave it in the sun and I'll just stand with one shoe on, which is actually a really bad idea around horses because I've known people to break their feet with steel toe cap shoes on. And I was just like, well, it'll not hurt me. Which she actually didn't because I didn't go near any of the horses. So I just left my shoe in the sun and was walking around with one shoe on. So there's like little footprints around the yard where I've been. Then my mum came down with socks and I was just like, by this time I put my shoe back on. And I was like, no, I don't fancy changing my socks now. Walked around all day with just a wet shoe and a wet sock. And I was just like, oh, I'll be fine, I'll be fine. And it did actually get better. I started to ignore it. And then I got home and looked at my shoe and at my sock. And I was just like, the shoe was still really wet and really muddy on the inside. And my foot was still really wet and still really muddy. So I took my sock off and looked at my foot. And all my foot was like dyed grey and horrible. So I just like washed all the mud off. And now my foot's all like, ugh. You know, like when you get out of the shower and your feet, it's like, and your skin's like really soft. That's what my foot's like, and it's been like it for about 20 minutes. So yeah, it's a bit disgusting, but hey ho. I've actually had quite a good day on my life experience apart from that, because after that, I had to go back into the field, and I was just like running around the field making sure my shoes didn't come off. But one of the horses got stuck, and I was like, no, horse move! And it didn't work. So the horse was just stood there and just saying like, what? I'm stuck in the mud, I'm not moving now. So yeah, fun day. Bye!